like adult toys. Ready for this one? Whoa.
That was dope.
That was cool.
We live? Oh, we're live.
We are live.
Well, folks, welcome. Thanks for tuning in here today, Tuesday, June the 14th.
June 14th.
It's getting into we're kind of in mid-season almost in a way. 2 races down, another one this weekend.
Yes.
It's on.
And we were fortunate enough to be at Seek and Shred, which happened about a week and a half ago.
Seek and Shred.
Seek and Shred.
We went, we saw, we shredded.
Nice.
We went.
We've got some new folks on the audio board, a.k.a. Ryland and Joey.
It's really exciting.
They're going to be probably just putting in little things here and there. Oh, that means we have an announcement.
They got to learn where the
Yeah,
buttons are on the board.
But yeah, we went to Seek and Shred. That was sick. I had a blast.
What does that laugh mean?
Just overall good vibes, good times. We showed up a little bit late on Friday, which is when the time trials were happening.
Mm-hmm.
We drove out there with Tyler, so he very, very lucky, and want to give a huge shout out to the crew out there that threw the event. Everybody,
Manuel,
Jen,
Neil,
Neil's wife,
Gabby,
like the whole crew, everybody else that helped. It was my first like Onewheel festival that I had ever gone to. I've never gone to like Float Life Fest or anything, so it was quite the experience, Jack. But also they let us do some time trials, which was really cool. Tyler snuck in at 12th place, which is like the cutoff for the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of crazy. Him and Dave Stewart, Dave was GoProing Tyler's time trial. We showed up, get out of the van, put pads on, no reference of the course whatsoever, and just go. And they told me to go first, and I was like, well, with Tyler and Dave behind me, that's psycho. Halfway through the course, I just hear, you! And I look back and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pull over and let Tyler pass since he's actually probably going to qualify. And then Dave just stayed behind me for the whole time. That was super fun.
That's awesome.
Great.
What did you what'd you rank in there?
I think it was like 44 out of 54.
But you had no practice laps.
I had 0 practice laps. And
Do we have a sound effect that's like congratulatory?
rail hungry. I was rail hungry. That was cool. Kevin went. He did a time trial, and it was just super fun. And it's like he makes you want to race and go hard. And yeah, it was a fun course.
Fun course.
Super fun course. I mean, you rode it. We went
rode
up
it.
and, yeah.
Dusty.
It was
Dusty
so
and
insane.
and fun
Well,
and challenging. Some cool, the little downshoot thing. You got to just send and
Steep sections, a couple little drops, but what was cool is that they had like the double line, so you could take the smoother line, which is easier, but it was potentially longer.
yeah,
Overall, great times. I mean,
great time.
the
Great
racing
time.
was that final was amazing. Seeing Austin and Floaty come back, dude.
Yeah, that was amazing. That Austin in the lead, and then Floaty just comes rocketing out of nowhere.
Well,
he got close, and he won or he didn't win.
He was number 1 in the time trial.
right.
And quite honestly, Austin crushed it. Love Austin. But I think if Floaty did not fall, there's a video out there. Floaty fell and had a pretty gnarly spill, got back on his board, and ended up like maybe a couple seconds behind Austin. So had he not fallen, he probably would have had a good chance head-to-head with Austin at the bottom.
He was crushing the time
He was
trial.
insanely fast.
On the women's side, it was a sweep. I think
it was a sweep.
We kind of hypothesized about this the last episode.
Well, yeah, it's the power It's the power duo.
It's the power of the Silvas.
Yeah, the power of the Silvas.
That was the original Rail Hungry sound effect.
Yeah, I think we all kind of knew it. I think my guesses were Allie and Mercedes, and y'all picked Mercedes. I mean, it's just like she is absolutely crushing it. We've said it. We've ridden with her. Like,
yeah, she's a force.
Amazing rider, and it was so cool to see her and Austin
at
celebrate and just like they've been putting in so much work.
Yeah.
And it's great to see that hard work pay off.
No, it truly is. Yeah, it was that was a highlight for me as well. In Allie too. Yeah. Allie's
she got second,
killing it. I think she's gonna be in it till the end.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. Yes, Seek and Shred, an amazing time. What more can be said other than a weekend of intense and amazing one-wheel racing, but then also just like the music festival vibe built out around it, and just a lawless little bunch out there, huh?
Yeah, I forget how I explained it. It's like one-wheel racing meets a Grateful Dead / electronic music festival.
We're living in the future.
Yeah, it was totally futuristic. And then like during the nighttime, you know, you go. We were welcomed into a beautiful camp spot by the stream. And you go into your tent and you hear like very beautiful bass in the background. But then you hear the stream, and then there's also the homie on his like steel drum. So you're getting all these like very dynamic, interesting sounds that are just lullabying you into your sleeping pad. Wake up, do it all over again.
Come on out to Seek and Shred next year.
Yeah.
It's a good time. We highly recommend it. Thanks again, Manuel and crew. Super fun.
Amazing. But we have to announce some things. We have changes. We have the updated ORL rankings.
So do we want to cover the Dirt Surfers results in full first and then go into rankings in full, or do we just go straight into rankings?
We did Dirt Surfers last time. We did the Dirt Surfers results.
Craigslisted.
You just got Craigslisted right there, buddy.
Seek and Shred results.
We're definitely going to try to push out these rankings a little bit quicker, being that it's like a week and a half after Seek and Shred. The next event, Wheel Scorcher, is this weekend. Right?
Wheel Scorcher.
There we go. So if
you're not signed up, sign up. That's going to be a good one.
That's a barn burner for sure. We got an announcement, boys. Okay, let's start with the rankings. Let's get into it.
Okay, so on the women's side, we're going to start at 12 and work our way up, okay?
I like that.
Now, if the season ended today, all 12 of these women would get a ticket to race the rail based on their performance and rankings, essentially. Okay, so at 12, Jenna Galstead, who placed 5th at Dirt Surfers, was not at Seek and Shred, okay? In 11th place, Christy Miller. Placed 9th at Dirt Surfers, was not at Seek and Shred. In 10th place, Jamie Bryant.
Jamie Bryant holding strong in top 10, not having raced at all this year.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting.
Jamie. The computer likes Jamie.
The computer and the committee Jamie.
And the committee like Jamie. I like Jamie too.
Yeah, I love Jamie.
But we're not voting.
But yeah, all I could do is speculate that is a interesting result there. But
jumping into 9th place, Tori Shenickwork. And Tori was at both Dirt Surfers and placed 7th, and then placed 3rd at Seek and Shred.
No preseason rank.
Rank. So Tori is a name to highlight and keep an eye on.
For sure. No preseason rank, making the top 10 at number 9.
Love that. Number 8, Raquel McCosker, has yet to race. We will see if she does race this year.
Yeah.
That's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, if she was going to race, I would have expected her at Seek and Shred, but not there. And then maybe the qualifiers in San Jose, but who knows what's going on? Like, people have lives.
Maybe taking the year off, Raquel McCosker. Another storyline to monitor.
Yeah.
Number 7, Zoe Thomas. Now, Zoe, what are your thoughts on Zoe at 7?
It's kind of interesting because Zoe is the reigning race for the rail champion.
Yep.
On the women's side. Although she hasn't raced this year, I feel like she's appropriately placed on this list.
Wow.
I would maybe even argue that she could be one spot higher.
Wow, at 6.
At 6, being the reigning champion. Yeah.
She is, I believe, in high school, and she does live in Delta, Utah. So
Yeah.
for her, going out to any of these races is like time off of school.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like for some of these other folks, like they're going to all the stuff,
Yeah.
because Onewheel is what they do. Zoe, high school student, stay in school, do well. Zoe,
Dude.
the racing season will be here, when you're ready.
Imagine winning 10 Gs when you're in high school for riding a crazy piece of electronic equipment.
That is a mind-bending idea. In 6th place, Amanda Thompson. So Amanda started the season ranked 10th. She finished 6th at Dirt Servers and 5th at Seek and Shred. Pretty consistent.
Yeah, I think that's rightfully placed. I mean, I won't say placed, deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 5th place, Gabby Soto. So Gabby was 7th coming into the season, finished 8th at Dirt Servers, and finished 4th at Seek and Shred.
Consistent as well.
Yep. Coming in 4th place. This is, I think, where it gets kind of interesting.
Yeah.
4th place, Rachel Cecil. So Rachel Cecil came into the season 2nd. She finished 3rd at Dirt Surfers and wasn't at Seek and Shred. And she maintains, so she dropped 1 spot. Feels about right to me.
I think the top 5 are like they, with the exception of the top 2 that we'll get to, I feel, and 3, I feel like everybody's in the right spots. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's so everybody's close. Yeah.
It's tight.
It's tight.
In 3rd rank, started out the season unranked, Mercedes Silva.
Big story.
Big story. Skyrocketing up
Yeah.
the
Climbing the
charts.
ladder, and just throwing herself right into the top 3 within 2 races.
super impressive. Yeah, again, started the season unranked, finished 4th at Dirt Surfers, finished 1st, won Seek and Shred. She now is sitting at 3rd in the world on the women's side. Mercedes, congratulations.
Wow.
2nd in the rankings. See, I think it's interesting between 2nd and 3rd is Rachel Payne. So Rachel Payne came into the season ranked 3rd overall. She won Dirt Surfers, and she wasn't at Seek and Shred. So the only race she's participated in, she won.
Yeah, she won.
And she started out the season ranked pretty high based on last year's results. So
But
I don't have a problem. I mean, I don't, yeah, like at 2, I think that's understandable.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? If she started her preseason rank at 3rd, she won Dirt Surfers. She didn't.
She has a head-to-head win against Mercedes Silva.
Yeah.
Who
Mercedes had no preseason rank. She got 4th at Dirt Surfers, so
Right.
that's 3 spots behind what Rachel Payne won.
Right.
And then Mercedes won Seek and Shred. So they're like,
This is tight, right? And Rachel Cecil beat Mercedes Silva at Dirt Surfers by 1. She came in 3rd. Mercedes Silva came in 4th. But Mercedes won ahead of her in this ranking because of her Seek and Shred result. I think it's pretty good.
yeah, they're
it's pretty dead
all
on.
like right there. I think like essentially what we're gonna see is who goes to Wheel Scorcher, and what those results are. Because really, what it looks like to me is if one of these ladies have a bad result, they're gonna
They might drop a little
drop
bit.
out of that top 5 maybe.
I think it wouldn't surprise me to see Rachel Cecil out at Wheel Scorcher. I know she's
East Coast.
She's East Coast.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me to see Rachel Payne potentially out at Wheel Scorcher. I don't know. Maybe Mercedes goes. I mean, they're out in California, so it's a big trip for
Yeah,
them.
but she's already gotten a spot in the finals or
in the
in
qualifiers,
the qualifiers.
Yeah.
I mean, so she doesn't have to. unless she just wanted to continue to improve on her rankings.
And in first place is a lady who was at Wheel Scorcher last year.
Yes.
And that's Allison Stanley. Coming into the season ranked 4th, finishing Dirt Surfers in second place, and then another second place result at Seek and Shred. Consistent, strong, competitive, fun to watch.
I think that's one of the notable things out of the top 5 women's in this ranking is that they are all consistent riders.
Super consistent.
You look at like the rankings where they ranked at Dirt Surfers and where they placed at Seek and Shred if they went, they're all consistent. They all have like at least top 10 finishes, but most of them have top 5 finishes.
To me, there's a big gap between the top 4 riders on the women's side, and then I think maybe 5. I mean, you gotta say 5 with if you're counting Zoe, even though she's not ranked 5th because she hasn't raced. I think this Allie, Rachel Payne, Mercedes Silva, Rachel Cecil, and Zoe. To me, that's the top tier. And I'm assuming Raquel may not be racing this year. Otherwise, I would certainly include her in that tier as well. And then I think you have a drop off to this sort of mid tier, where we're talking Gabby, Amanda, Jamie Bryant,
Kristen Miller.
They're strong riders for sure, but I think there's a decent jump between literally the best riders on the women's side and then everybody else. And I think, to me, that's going to be the story is like, can anyone in that top tier really separate themselves? And can anyone in that mid tier rise up, and join that top group?
That's a great observation, Jack. And
Thank
what
you.
else I was actually observing on this list is that if you look at Zoe Thomas and Raquel have yet to race at a race this year.
Yeah.
But they have beaten all of the ladies that are in front of them.
Every single one of them.
So that's going to be like if they do, I know Zoe most likely will, Raquel questionable, but it's not a matter of if. They can beat all the ladies on this list. So if they're present at a race in the future, that's going to be very exciting.
It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a great
It's
point.
almost like don't get too comfortable because there are 2 people that still have yet to come out and race.
Lurking. So that's your top 12 on the women's side. Congrats to all of those ladies. Again, 12th, Jenna. 11th, Christy. 10th, Jamie. 9th, Tori. 8th, Raquel. 7th, Zoe. 6th, Amanda. 5th, Gabby. 4th, Rachel. 3rd, Mercedes. 2nd, Rachel Payne. Sorry, I should do last names, but I'm already down the list. And 1st, Allie Stanley. Comment below if you got any, how you'd vote them, how you'd rank them, if you got any differences there.
Who's your pick?
Who's your pick?
I think it's always good to have seasonal picks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
totally.
It's like who's your team or who's your person.
Totally. Yeah, who are you rooting for?
Yeah.
Should we kick it over to the men's side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So the podium from Seek and Shred. Let's see here. Let me make sure I have the right thing up here.
We went, we saw, we shredded.
That's true.
The podium was
It's 100% true.
It was what? It was Kyle Hansen in 3rd, Floaty in 2nd,
Yes.
and Austin Silva in 1st.
First place, yeah.
Super, super stacked, super fun finals to watch.
So we were going to start at number 16, right?
We want to start at number 16.
We're
Do
gonna
you have this list up, Laser?
I do have this list.
Oh, I got it up now too.
Yeah.
Okay, post Seek and Shred, right. Okay, so the 16th ranked rider is Matthew Corbett, who finished Seek and Shred at 12th overall, which helped him out.
Yep.
Dirt Surfers, he was 28th, so a nice improvement there. Matthew is sniffing Race to the Rail with that 12th place placement. If you're Matthew right now, you better immediately go register for your local regional qualifier, either at West or East.
Yeah.
Go do
mean,
that. Make that. Put that
that's-
on the priority list.
Especially
right
if you've
now.
gone to 2 races already. Clearly, he's dedicated
Yeah.
and has shown that he can be in the Sweet 16, so to say.
There is a surprising amount of folks on the men's side who have been to both of these races. If you look at their list, it's actually really impressive.
Yeah.
Good work, everybody. And I will actually mention in 17th place, one spot out, Kyle Pruitt has been to both races. He finished 35th at Dirt Surfers and 9th at Seek and Shred. Great job, Kyle. Just want to give a little shout out there. Big improvement. You're just sitting on the outside. You as well should go register for the qualifiers. We should throw that in the show notes as well, where to qualify. You got to go to onewheelracing.com.
OneWheelRacing.com for all of your One Wheel Racing League announcements, information, and
Needs. Keep that sound, Rylan. That was pretty good. Okay, number 15, Jacob Leary. Finished 19th at Dirt Surfers and finished 24th at Seek and Shred. So, in that realm, and clock in at number 15. Came into the preseason ranked number 23. So, number 14, Dom Williams.
I don't know.
Dom Williams.
Yep.
Number 14, Dom Williams.
I don't know.
What are your thoughts, Laser? While we're on the subject, I don't want to come back later.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it's interesting to me that you have somebody. I understand he was number 4 preseason rank, but he hasn't raced at Dirt Surfers or Seek and Shred, and you have such a stacked field, and he's still in the top 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do.
There's again.
I think you can say at least there's consistency between Dom's drops in the rankings after not participating in the first 2 races and someone like Zoe or Raquel
Yeah.
McCosker, right, who on the women's side is sort of in the same category, right? It's like they are some of the best riders. We know that based on what we've seen in past performance, but they haven't shown up this year.
Yeah.
And in Dom's case, we kind of know why, right? He's in New Zealand studying, staying in school. And I think, if I was to make the argument on the other side, I would say that the drops, race after race of not participating have been pretty equal between Zoe and Raquel and Dom. And I think actually Dom has fallen from 4th to 14th, so he's actually fallen more than someone like Zoe or someone like Raquel has.
I think it's hard to compare though because you have you have a lot more men riders
in the field, and you also have a lot more returning men riders. Whereas on the female side, if we look at it, outside of the top 10, a lot of these people are only racing one race and were ranked, within beyond 10 in their preseason rankings. I think the thing that you look at a list like this and what we're kind of like, I'm like, how is this possible? Is that you have somebody like Finn Holcomb, who is currently ranked 19th, came into preseason rank at 9th, got 16th at Dirt Surfers, didn't race at Seek and Shred, but is still 5 spots behind Dom Williams, who hasn't raced.
You got to think Finn knows this and is coming for Wheel Scorcher. I would assume to see Wheel Scorcher out there for or Finn out there for Wheel Scorcher.
For sure.
Hit that button, Riley.
Wheel Scorcher.
Thanks, bud. Don't be shy now.
They wanted access, and
I know.
now they're lagging.
Well, anyways, I think, I would say after Wheel Scorcher and with Dom not participating there, I would expect to see Dom dropping out of the top 16. So, something we can monitor, but I assume that will, in the sands of time, if he doesn't race, then he's not gonna finish in the top. Number 13, Brandon LaCour. Brandon finished 11th at Dirt Surfers and 17th at Seek and Shred.
Nice.
In that sort of mid-tier group.
From what I understand, Brandon has also sustained a injury in the last couple races.
Ooh, that's too bad.
So, and he is still performing well.
Okay, nice.
With that. So, yeah, we hung out with him in Austin and
Yeah,
got
good
to
guy.
get to know him. Great dude.
So Brandon at 13th. In 12th position, Ori Rush, the pride of Mansfield, Ohio.
I was surprised. He must have taken like a spill or something to get 20th at Seek and Shred, because like he's also been a
Consistent,
top, like usually a top 5, if not a couple spots behind.
consistent
type
rider.
person, yeah.
I mean, that's just a testament to the level of riding that's out there right now too. I mean, I think it's competitive. That race is competitive. But Ori, we expect. Yeah, I mean, I expect Ori to be a race to rail,
I think so.
to be honest. But certainly someone who will want to compete and do well in a regional qualifier to potentially get one of those top 4 automatic bids, or just help his ranking, because of course any extra spots, any extra invites are going to come from this ranking. So keep climbing the charts, Ori. In 11th spot,
The GOAT.
the GOAT, Dave Stewart. Dewey Stew. Finished 14th at this last event. Finished 15th at Dirt Surfers. Again, consistent top 15. Started the season ranked off 12th. Dave Stewart. We love him. He's the man.
He is the man.
Hope to see him out there as well. Great guy. In 10th place, Neil Bennett.
Neil.
So Neil started the season off 8th. Finished Dirt Surfers off 8th. Did not compete in Seek and Shred. Very noble, actually.
This is where I have a lot of questions coming up in these next few spots, and I'm just generally curious on how some of this works out. But yeah, as somebody that knows how much of an advantage having a race in basically your backyard or a place you've spent a lot of time riding in, how much that plays to an advantage for people. Pretty respectable for Neil to just step away and just focus on running the event, making sure things were super smooth, and making sure everybody else had a great time racing. I thought that was really cool of Neil to just kind of like be like, I want to focus on the event and not focus on the event and racing.
Totally. No, absolutely. Very chivalrous
Yes.
for Neil there. Okay, number 9, Bodie Harrison.
Bodie didn't race. He actually got injured, I think, like a day or a couple days beforehand. So pretty smart on his behalf. He, just wanted to chill and rest up. But again, he has some really good rankings prior to Seek and Shred, which are arguably better than some of the people in front of him.
That's right. So Bodie did not race this last weekend or 2 weekends ago, but placed second in Dirt Surfers and came into the season ranked 3rd overall. So a pretty big drop for Bodie, going from number 2 overall.
I think that's my biggest.
Oh, sorry. This is his rank after Dirt Surfers, not his place. But yeah, ranked second after Dirt Surfers.
He was ranked second, dropped second to 9th.
Dropped
by
7
not going
spots.
That's the one where I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So where would you rank Bodie?
Well, let's go up
Keep
the
going.
list a
Okay,
couple
we'll-
more, and
we'll
I'll
keep
tell
that.
you where I would rank Bodie.
We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, number 8, Jeff Adair.
Jeff is awesome.
Jeff is awesome. We appreciated meeting Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff is positive energy.
Yep.
But
fast and powerful.
fast and powerful.
Yep.
And yeah, he's just an overall great person. It was wonderful to meet and hang with him at Seek and Shred, and I'm looking forward to him racing more.
So Jeff came into the season unranked. He was ranked 18th after Dirt Surfers, and now 8th after Seek and Shred. And apologies. So the numbers that I'm referencing in regards to Dirt Surfers are actually the ranking that the rider had after, not what they placed at Dirt Surfers. So that I was a little mixed up on. But so yes, Jeff has moved from unranked to 18th to 8th overall. Good work, Jeff. Keep it up. Would love to see Jeff at a regional qualifier. Just to cement a spot in there, I think he's good enough and fast enough to do it.
For sure. So number 7,
Thor Callahan.
yes, coming in not ranked preseason. And then after Dirt Surfers, he was ranked 10th, and then got a 15th result at Seek and Shred. So, which is amazing. I just like love seeing new names up here. I think that's the main thing between, especially Jeff and Thor. You look at this list, even beyond the top 10, just names we've seen, in the past few years. So it's really refreshing to get some new energy, new faces into the top 10 for the men's race.
Baby bones.
Baby bones. Yes. But this is where I think for me, Jack, I would put Bodie 7th. Because
I would also.
Thor was not ranked. He got 10th. He was ranked 10th after Dirt Surfers, and then got 15th result at Seek and Shred. You're putting the computer and the committee are putting that above a preseason rank of 3 and a rank of having a second rank after Dirt Surfers.
Did he win Dirt Surfers?
Bodie?
Yeah.
No. He got
Kyle
won.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So
that's Jesse came right behind it, Kyle.
Yeah.
Right. So you know what? I have to agree with you. I think.
Whoa.
I think that.
You agree with me?
Oh, I agree. We agree.
I
think I agree. I think Bodie has dropped too far.
Too far.
I think that obviously there's a lot of racing left to be done, and he knows that whether he goes to race the rail or not is squarely within his power. So I'm not worried about Bodie. But I think the hate has gone too far on Bodie Harrison. I think that he should be ranked higher than he is here today. And I would agree with you that I would probably put him right in front of Thor as well, because ahead of Thor is Jesse Turpin.
Yeah.
And Jesse came in second place at Dirt Surfers, and he finished 13th at Seek and Shred. I think I would put him in front of Bodie just because of that Dirt Surfers result.
Yeah.
But in a solid result at 13th, but like would have been nice. Would have been nice if you're Jesse to crack that top 10.
So actually, I wanted to point this out. At Seek and Shred, Jesse did a very grateful thing. Was he bowed out of going to the semifinals or the finals or whatever because he was injured, but also he was like, I've already, with Kyle giving him the opportunity from the race prior, he's like, I've already made it. So like, why am I gonna
to the qualifiers?
To the
final day of qualifying.
Why am I going to try to make it to the top? He didn't.
Right.
He didn't care about his ranking,
and also because Tyler showed up late and got 12th, right? And so he gave his spot. It was a little bit confusing.
It was a little confusing, but it was a nice gesture for Jesse to be like,
sure.
You know what? I don't need to race any further. Have somebody else have my spot.
And that's why in my rankings I still have Jesse just one spot in front of Bodie. So that's 6th place. So jumping into the top 5, we have Tyler James. Top 5, Tyler coming off an 11th place finish at Seek and Shred. Fresh off the bus, like you were saying, without real practice.
No practice at all. And it is guaranteed if you got to run that course at least one time prior to doing your time trial, you had a 1,000% advantage over the person that has never seen it before.
Sure.
And so that was extremely impressive that he was able to, not only with me in front of him having to pull over and let him go, but like to pull out a top 12 in that. He kind of got nabbed in his race. I don't know if you remember seeing it. They have the
oh yeah,
whatever
he
you
got
call
teeter
it,
tottered.
He got teeter tottered.
The
person in front of him decided to go middle line, and Tyler just like the teeter didn't come. It bounced up and then went back up, and he almost took his thigh out.
I do remember
it
that.
Was pretty nuts.
So he's gone from 1 overall coming into the season to ranked 3rd after Dirt Surfers. Now he's ranked 5th. He's squarely in that top 10, but has regressed a little bit. In fourth place, Noah Build. Noah is fast at
Dude.
riding one wheels.
Noah is really fast.
So Noah came into the season ranked number 6 overall. After Dirt Surfers, he was ranked 5th. So he performed well at Dirt Surfers, and then he finished 6th at Seek and Shred. He's squarely
He's in it.
he's in it. He's in the top tier.
I think like
We're getting to, and I have to say the top 3 are insanely fast. So for Noah to be like between all the people that are below him, Neil, Bodie, Jesse, even Thor, Jeff, to be like above all these folks is really impressive.
I am looking at the rankings for Seek and Shred, or the placement, right? So Noah finished 6th. The top 3 finishes at Seek and Shred are all the top 3 riders ranked that we will cover shortly.
Mm-hmm.
So that prompted me to say, who finished 4th? And I had to scroll back in our rankings here. Michael Maristek finished 4th in Seek and Shred. That might be a name. Right now he's ranked 21. Came into the season unranked. Didn't race at Dirt Surfers. Keep an eye out for Michael Maristek.
You know
Hopefully
what?
I'm saying that right, because if you finish 4th at Seek and Shred, you're fast as
Yeah.
holy smokes.
You are fast as holy smokes. But that also brings up some questions, right? Like,
And Micah Jones. Micah Jones finished 5th. So those are 2 names. 2 names to keep an eye on. Michael Maristek and
I would almost-
Micah Jones, 4th and 5th. Hey, you got to think that if they came out to Seek and Shred, they're probably West Coast people. They didn't make it out to Dirt Surfers. They might not make it out to Wheel Scorcher. We better see you in San Jose, California for the Western Regionals. You may stamp a ticket to Race the Rail and stand to win something like $10,000 and be the talk of the one wheel world. So for those 2 folks, great job at Seek and Shred.
yeah, those are phenomenal
You,
results.
if you're beating someone like Noah, like you're there. You're in the ballpark.
If you're beating all of these people,
Mm-hmm.
Tyler, Jesse, Jeff,
You're insanely fast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, top 3, Jack.
Top 3. So coming off the Seek and Shred win, Austin Silva in 3rd place.
Yep. That's
So he came into the season ranked 10th. After Dirt Surfers, he was ranked 7th. And now after winning Seek and Shred, he's ranked 3rd. He's climbing. And Austin is someone who is driven and determined and
very driven.
and super fast. In 2nd place, coming off a 2nd place finish at Seek and Shred, is Brendan Schurmeyer.
Dude,
Floaty.
he's the best.
I loved hanging out with him.
He is it's hard to pick a favorite, but I think I always fall back to Floaty because he's just he like gets done with his race and he's chilling and he's like, oh man, I got to get ready to go up to the top mountain. And then somebody comes by, they're like, no, you got 2 hours. He's like, oh, dope. Now I could chill and just like hang out and party. And I'm like, yeah, go see all your friends. Like, you don't have to do anything crazy, you know?
He's just a positive vibe warrior, Floaty McFly. I love that guy too.
Positive vibe warrior.
Hello, Floaty, if you're watching. You're also really I can't say favorite. I don't know. It's tough.
It's hard to say favorite, but I think everybody has a favorite. Yeah.
That maybe on next episode we'll get into that a little bit more. Who is your favorite one wheel rider? Mine might also be the number 1 place rider, who is Kyle Hansen, because he's got such great style and is fun to watch. Kyle has been killing it all season long.
The most consistent out of anybody.
Came in ranked 2nd, won Dirt Surfers, and finished 3rd in Seek and Shred. Just super impressive.
And these top 3 folks, for me, like, they're not just really fast racers. They are sending it
Oh
to
my
the
gosh.
most extremes. Like,
Yeah.
Kyle was like hitting this kicker ramp and getting like 6+ feet of air and doing like 180s and tail grabs. Brendan and Austin are doing this like 8-foot drop that is just, this didn't exist
Doesn't
a
make
year
sense.
ago.
Doesn't
Like,
make sense, yeah.
It's kind of insane to see the progression of one wheeling as time goes on, and it's not even a lot of time. It's like,
Totally.
oh, months ago, you thought you could keep up with them, and then now it's like, I don't want to even try ever. Like, just watching these guys go. They're literally pushing. They're finding new boundaries, and then they're like, okay, I found that. Let me go. They're explorers. That's what I would call these gentlemen.
They are explorers.
Yeah.
So that's your top 16: Matthew Corbett, Jacob Leary, Dom Williams, Brendan LaCour, Ori Rush, Dave Stewart, Neil Bennett, Bodie Harrison, Jeff Adair, Thor Callahan, Jesse Turpin, Tyler James, Noah Bild, Austin Silva, Brendan Schurmeyer, and Kyle Hansen. And excited to have another opportunity for some East Coast riders this coming weekend in Wheel Scorcher. If you're not signed up, make sure you get signed up. Head on out to Cherokee. We've been there before. What an amazing place that is.
Oh, the red.
Take me back.
The red Georgia Clay.
It's too bad.
mud.
We would be there. We're doing a demo in New York City this weekend. So
Just like the racers, we can't be at every race.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Our significant others probably wouldn't stand for it.
No, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, bring them out too.
Yeah.
But Cherokee, North Carolina is absolutely beautiful. If you are thinking about going and you haven't been, it's gorgeous. It's like a rainforest in the mountains.
And the trails are beautiful.
The trails are amazing. That red Georgia clay.
As long as it doesn't rain, because if it rains, that place is rough.
That's true.
But if it's
Doesn't
dry,
absorb.
the trails are really nice. They're so fast.
Yeah.
The trails are so like insane that it's just like these switchbacks that go up and down, and then people are pushing themselves to limits.
I remember that Onewheel and Dylan.
Dude.
Well, finger flip last year. Interesting to see how he does.
Yeah, I was actually going to point him out because when you mentioned East Coast riders, I was like, okay. He was at Dirt Surfers. He started ranked 15th preseason ranking. After Dirt Surfers, he was ranked 25th. So not going to Seek and Shred, we'll see if he could
up his
time.
Yep.
But it just all depends on who shows up.
Some of those folks like Finn as well.
Finn,
big opportunity.
Yeah, especially I think Finn is from around that area, general area.
Oh yeah,
I think you'll have.
Yep.
But Kyle Hansen crushed last year, and he's a West Coast.
That's
dude,
true.
So
it's cool to have events all over the map because it's like if you go to the event, you do well, you get a little bump, right? So like the West Coast folks that came out to Seek and Shred last a couple weeks ago, they just got a bump. So we'll see if some of those East Coast riders can reinsert themselves into the top 16.
Yes.
Let's see, any other housekeeping? I mean, like I've said it a few times, but if you're not signed up to participate in a regional event,
get on it.
A regional qualifier, get on it. Go to onewheelracing.com. One is in San Jose. The Western regionals are in San Jose, California. Eastern regionals are in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Make sure that you are signed up for those. There are limited spots. Once 200 spots are taken, I know on the west side, I don't know about on the eastern side, the registration will close and you will not be able to participate and you will not be able to go to Race the Rail. I think we are somewhat close to that already. Wow. So if you're taking this stuff seriously, like do it now. Yeah. Don't wait. Like you're going to be watching Race the Rail on your couch, telling your significant other, I could beat all those people, but like this is the time to go prove it.
Yeah, I always
don't be that person.
Listen to Jack. Go sign up. I see a lot of comments that are like, "How do I enter?" or whatever. And
I could totally beat those.
I could beat those boys. Just okay. We'll show up.
Yeah, show up. Come race, and it's gonna be fun. Like we've got pretty awesome venues that you'll get to ride on. It's all one wheeling, right? So it's going to be a super fun day.
200's a lot of wheelers.
Yeah, totally. It's going to be an epic time. So come on out. Bring the fam. They don't need to buy tickets or anything. It's free to attend. I know
we will be live streaming it.
We'll be live streaming it. Like it's going to be awesome. So
come on, get in the crowd.
Yeah.
Get on live stream TV.
Yeah. Make a sign. What's up?
Yeah.
We love wheels.
Yeah.
So you have any?
Bodie Harrison's overrated. Kidding. Underrated.
You have any questions? You put out a questionnaire on the social.
Oh yeah.
Questions from the folks that we could maybe answer.
Yeah, let me see how I get back there. Remember how to use this phone here. So, let's see. We had people asking about wild card. I got one here from Austin Metrose. It said, "What's going on?"
This, if you're watching this, Austin, we're
is-
just chilling.
This is what's going on.
Um,
So we had a couple questions that were about. Gabby asked the courses for qualifiers. We have intimate knowledge of the Western Regional. It's in San Jose. Joey, do you remember the name of the park?
Lake Cunningham.
Lake Cunningham. It's gonna be pretty dope.
It's gonna
we've
be
ridden it.
different. It's gonna be different for sure.
It's gonna be super different.
Yeah.
It's gonna test all types of skill. I would say all types of one wheel skill. This is not like a drag race or a downhill straight shot. This is
Yeah.
like there's gonna be technical elements to it. It's gonna end. I think I can disclose this. Day 1, the time trial is gonna be a big loop, basically.
Yeah.
Day 2 is gonna be a dual slalom, a head-to-head dual slalom.
Wow.
So that's gonna be really fun,
That's exciting,
super exciting.
especially for a crowd. So if you just want to watch, come out to Lake Cunningham in San Jose, California.
Yep.
Watch head-to-head one-wheel racing.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's in our backyard. It's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a good time.
It's going to be a great time. And then Canoga Bike Park is where the Eastern Regional is. Haven't been there personally, but I hear that the trails are pretty awesome out there. I know North Carolina generally delivers when it comes to one-wheel riding.
Yes. And barbecue.
And barbecue. The homie at Lemonade Float Co., who we got to meet in Austin, who is awesome. Will there be any wild cards this year? Always loved underdogs being able to get in there as well.
Well,
That's a good question. You want me to cover that? So basically, it's there's ways to win an automatic bid, which are if you finish top 2 last year Race to the Rail, or if you finish top 4 at any of the regional qualifiers. Of course, if one of our top 2 riders, Tyler or Kyle, finish in the top 4, then the next person up is going to get their spot, right? So there's going to be automatic qualifiers. If you didn't automatically qualify in the regionals or based on last year's Race to the Rail, then we kick it over to the rankings, okay? And so after all of the racing has been done, these rankings matter. That's why we do this every week. That's why it's really important for you to go to races and to perform well. We're going to take the next 6 people on the men's side and the next 2 people on the women's side. So, are there wild cards? Not like we did in the past where it's a vote situation.
the voting wild card is dead.
The voting wild card is dead. You know why? Because people are taking this too seriously
Yeah.
for us to be left up to a vote. This is performance oriented. But I think we're looking at people like Jeff Adair. We're looking at people like Thor Callahan. Those are the wild cards this year. Came in unranked, have kind of come. They haven't came out of nowhere, but to the rest of the one wheel world, the group of names that we've been talking about for years, those are the fresh faces that we're excited to see. Everyone's got a shot. And I will say this. Here's what would be really radical and very wild is if a name that we have not even discussed comes out to one of these regional qualifiers and finishes top 4. Ooh, you got an automatic bid.
That's the true wild card.
That's the true wild card. I would be so stoked to see a name that we've just never even considered show up. They've just been riding in their farm by themselves,
Yeah, I think that
not posting anything to the social media. They just come up and they just smoke everybody.
I think it's important to note that, with the evolution of one-wheel racing, the one-wheel racing league, it's morphing every year. It's evolving into something bigger and better, and with that comes more competition. So the structure of the competition has to adjust to that. The wild card originally, like we said in, I think, the first episode of this live stream, came from 2020, peak COVID. We could only take so many people because we were trying to be safe and all that. And I thought it would be fun to put it up on social and leave it to a vote for a couple slots. And but that idea has changed and morphed, and that's why we have the ranking system now. And as the years go on, I'm sure it will slowly evolve into something as well. But yeah, the traditional wild card that you got to know during the 2020 race for the rail is dead.
It's dead.
Yeah.
It's dead.
So if you
but
just got to go to a race. That's what it comes down to.
you got to go to a race.
Yeah,
You got to go prove your
You
worth.
got to go prove yourself.
Yeah, anyone can show up at any of these regional qualifiers and do well and get tickets. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
That pretty much rounds out the ORL submitted questions. Do we want to sign off again? Go register for your race. What else? Wear a helmet.
Yes. Wear wrist guards.
Wear wrist guards. Yeah, if you're going fast on these things.
I mean, it's without a doubt at least top 10, probably top 20 are wearing wrist guards, knee guards, elbow pads, some sort of chest and shoulder protection.
Mm-hmm.
And full face helmets are now becoming I wouldn't say a standard, but it's becoming popular.
People are going fast.
Yeah, people are going really fast.
So be safe. Go ahead and drop a follow on the Onewheel Racing League Instagram account if you don't follow that already, for more news, stats, and updates. And yeah, guys, have a super excellent day out there.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Craig's listed.
Happy Wednesday.
Wait, no, it's Tuesday.
I'm jumping off the cliff if he is.
It's crazy.
All right, take it easy, folks. See you later.
Ciao.
Bye. I totally